Hello, this is Kent, and we are again in the Inkscape Tutorials for Beginners series. This is number 4, Inkscape Tools. We'll basically be going through these tools, usually focusing on the more important ones, or the ones that at least I use more of. First, the Select tool. To get to the Select tool, you don't always have to go to this button. You can actually, if you were in another tool, and you don't have, so you're in the Circle tool. To get to the selector tool, all you have to do is hit spacebar on your keyboard, and you're in your selector tool. The select tool allows you to click on items and actually change the shape of them, but also drag them. You can select multiple items. To get this extra rectangle, you have to go all the way around it. And you can click on one of them and move the whole set. Let's see. This is selected. If you click it again, those arrows change. Well, I should say that, as you saw before, you can actually change the shape. If you click on one of these middle ones, it just goes in that direction, the vertical direction. On this is a horizontal direction. And then if you click this again, those change. The middle one is skews the rectangle. The ones on the corners rotate it. And generally, your focal point is not right there. It usually starts out in the middle, like on this one. You can rotate it in 15 degrees by holding down your control key. So that's one. This one's 15 degrees, and then we got 30, so that's 30 degrees rotated. If you want to rotate it, as I was showing you before up here, just click that again and rotate. You can change the focal point that it's rotated about. So if I select one of these, or click on it and rotate, or drag and rotate, so you can change the focal point. And that works on the polygons that you can create with the pen tool or the Bezier tool. Let's move on. Generally, I don't use this at all, but you can, and I guess you can be fairly creative with it, but not generally with rectangles and circles, but with the pen tool. And then also zoom tool. We talked about that in video 3, but briefly, you can hit the control key and use your scroll wheel on your mouse and zoom in and zoom out. You have your zoom in and zoom out down here also. You can type in percents to zoom in and zoom out. And then you can hit 3 after you select something to work on it. Hit 3 to zoom in right on it. You can hit 5 to zoom your whole canvas. Okay, let's move on. Rectangle. Basically, you click down with your left button on your mouse, drag, and then release. And you can change this to rounded corners also, without having to go to your node tool. Also, to make a perfect square, you can hold down your control key on your keyboard, and you have a square. Then you have your, well, I don't use this 3D box tool. It basically does that. It's kind of cool. I don't use it. Some people might. Here's the circle or ellipse tool. Without holding any key down, you can make an ellipse like that. And I don't know if you've noticed, but also, well, first of all, when you make your ellipse, you can make it in a perfect circle by holding down your control key on your keyboard. You got a perfect circle there. And of course, this has nodes also. You can move them, make it into an ellipse either way. And then if you look up here, for each tool it'll have its own toolbar, or selection bar I guess, to alter the way your item looks. And if you click on this one, it will open up the circle. So it's sort of like a piece of pie, or a circle with a piece of pie taken out of it, or something like that. And to make that back into a circle, you go up here, click on this. Okay, let's go. I don't use this at all. This is it can get kind of funky. It's very funky now because of the settings that are, the way the settings are set here. But we won't go into that because I don't use it. I don't use this tool either, spiral tool, and I don't really use this either. But it can do some neat things. This is just your average mode, I guess you want to call it. Let's see, I'll get there's your stroke, and then you can hit Control L to smooth it up, or you can do this again, and go up to smoothing and give a little more smoothing, and then go down here and it smooths it up more. Remove fill and add some black. Okay, so that and generally there's some similarities in some of the settings with respect to the pen tool also, but I'll show you one of the settings, the clipboard setting and triangling. I'll show you that on the pen. So let's go to the pen. The pen allows you to do some interesting things. Maybe I should get rid of some of this. I basically selected everything and then I hit my delete key on my keyboard to get rid of that. And so this is my pen tool, or Bezier tool they call it. Curves and straight lines. You can click with your left button on your mouse and just move your mouse around and click like that, and you don't have any real curved corners here. If you want to, there's a way you can actually curve those as you draw. Let's see, I'll draw another one. And when I click, each time I'm dragging. I click and drag, and then go to the next place or location and click and drag. See those handles? Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. I can close it up, or I don't have to close it up. I can enter key and have that unclosed or not closed. For each one of these, you see these are nodes that you can definitely see because I'm still in the pen tool mode. But to get to this edit the nodes, you don't actually have to go up here. You can hit your spacebar to get into your selection mode. Then you can go over one of these, click it once, or actually click it twice quickly, like that. Now I'm in my node, or edit node tool mode. You can select these nodes, and if you look up here where you can change the settings of the nodes, you can select one of these and you can make some handles appear, make it curved. And generally when you hover over one of these, it will show you what the node, or what the setting is supposed to do. You can also select a set of these nodes, how many you want, whatever ones, and then you can go up here and select one of these again and do the whole thing, or do each one of these nodes and giving this setting. And one of the interesting things I was talking about with respect to the pencil tool also has this ability, is that you can change the way it creates the shape. So we have the triangle in. You notice it's thick on this where we started, and then thin here. And you can do the same thing with the triangle out. It's going to be thin starting, and then end thick. See that? And then you have an ellipse, which is thin, and then it gets thick, and then it gets thin. And then you have the clipboard, which we will have none. We will make something that's, I'll try to make something a little, make something like some foliage or something, or okay, so we can actually put some fill. We can go on down here and clicking in one of those colors. Also, incidentally, you can hold Shift down and click one of these colors, and it'll give you the stroke. Let's say red on the outside. See you can barely see it, but that's here. Also, you go down here with that selected. With it selected, you can click over this 1. That's the stroke width. You can go up here, and this is a faster way of increasing the thickness of the stroke. Okay, so what I wanted to do was I want to put this, use the pen tool, and this is was already selected. Actually, I don't want to use that. Sorry. I want to copy it, put it into the clipboard. Then I want to go down. You don't have to keep it selected if you don't want, but I want to go down to the pen tool, and I want to draw something, but I want to first go over here and go from the clipboard. So it uses the clipboard as you make your curve or path, and then I'll hit the enter key to stop it. You see, so it uses that item from the clipboard. Now, to make it look a little better, I think I would have got rid of this jagged edge, but anyway, that's so you get the idea. Let's see. This is just a calligraphy tool. I don't use that. Text, I do use that. Text, and then you can hit the escape key to get out of text mode, because if you hit the space bar, it won't go into your selection tool. You can click that, and then you can increase the size, and then you can hit the control key to keep the proportions. You can also go right. Let's see, and then you can go up here to this toolbar settings, increase the size. You can change, if you select, change the see how far the letters are to each other. If we were zoomed in, you could see it faster. You can also change, let's see, just select a few of those, and then you see how they're changing these are lower than these. So there's some interesting settings you can use to allow you to get some interesting styling in your text. I also wanted to show you something else. So we have that text, it's real small, but one of the things I like to do is go up to this text and font window. You can either go up here to the menu and click on here, or you can hit Shift and Control T. So this allows you to change the text. And you have apply and see the change. you can go into here to the font size, apply, see the change. You can change the line spacing. Of course, you're not going to see it there, but you can change it. You have to have two lines to really see the changes. You can hit bold and change that. You can hit make it center justified. Okay, there you go. That. And then okay, let's move on. This spray objects I never do use. But what you can do is you can, whatever's inside your clipboard, I believe, you can spray it. I don't use this because you have your delete key. I don't use this either. This is helpful. It's a gradient key or gradient tool. And what you can do is you can either do it manually like that, or you can go, let's see, you can go into your fill and stroke window. You can either right click on your item and select fill and stroke, or you can go down here to fill and stroke, just click in the inside there, and you can hit for fill the gradient right here, and then you can go over here and change it just simply by getting into your gradient tool like that. And one thing I didn't show you, which I've been doing, but maybe I didn't really tell you, is that you can actually change the fill and the stroke fairly easily just by clicking on one of these colors. And then also you can hold the shift key down and click on one of the colors. It'll change the stroke. Notice that. You also have down here a dropper, so that if you have one of these selected, you can click on a color and it will change to that color that you clicked. Okay, I think this video is a little too long as it is, so we will stop. If you like this video, please like it, and if you like the series and the video, please subscribe. Thank you very much.